Good Wednesday evening, South Carolina Weather Watch. Hopefully, everyone has had a fantastic Wednesday. I'm your host for South Carolina Weather, Jesse Peterson, and let's go on and talk about the weather for your Wednesday evening going into your future. As you look at the radar right now, nothing going on for the entire state of South Carolina, so we're good. But if we go to the MRMS, you can see that we do, in fact, have some precipitation that's going on all the way from Illinois all the way into Pennsylvania and New York, down to Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, and Mississippi. Look at all of this rain right here. You can see that this is some pretty moderate rain, and it's covering like the entire state of Ohio is getting rain right now. Um, Most of the entire state of Indiana is same thing with Kentucky, the central and southern half of Illinois as well as portions of Missouri and Kansas, Texas as well, receiving some rain, maybe some snow going on in Montana, and even portions of North Dakota as well. If you go on up here towards the northeast, you start to see some winter storm warnings and winter storm advisories up as well. Here is our current cloud cover right now. Current cloud cover does have cloud cover that is moving to the east, mainly high up. There are some low clouds here and there, and actually some of that might also be fog as well, especially in the low country of South Carolina. That fog is already being spotted down there as well. If you go into our cloud cover for the future as well, you go on and push this forward, you can see the cloud cover moving to South Carolina as we move into tomorrow. Then as we get into this tomorrow morning right here, going into tomorrow night, again, cloud cover staying consistent as you get into the day after Thanksgiving to our Black Friday. You can see cloud cover starting to move out the way a little bit, and stuff starts to clear up a little bit. Um, and then look at this. This is Friday night, so Black Friday night right here. Look at these. Look at this cloud cover right here. You can see that there's not a lot of cloud cover left. Most of it has gone off to sea, and there's just like some isolated clouds left. But again, pretty nice after that, and it will most likely be nicer, potentially as well. Than it has been, probably cooler as that cold front passes us, but definitely not as cloudy anymore. Current temperatures right now 55 in Columbia, 62 in Charleston, as well as 59 in Georgetown, 61 in Myrtle Beach, 52 in Rock Hill, 48 inside of Greenville, 50 in Anderson, as well as 55 in Augusta, 59 in Barnwell and Walterboro, as well as 62 in Beaufort and Savannah, Charleston as well, 53 in Florence, 55 in Sumter as well. Low temperatures for tonight around 49 in Greenville, 48 inside of Spartanburg, 49 in Rock Hill, 50 inside of Anderson and Lawrence, as well as 53 inside of Columbia, 59 inside of Myrtle Beach, 57 inside of Georgetown, 61 in Charleston, 62 inside of Hilton Head Island, 57 in Walterboro and Moncks Corner, as well as 54 in both Sumter, Florence, and Kingstree, 54 in Aiken as well. In terms of our forecast precipitation, for the next 24 or so hours, the entire state, pretty much, if I was to pretty much say, the entire state has a chance for some rainfall. This is from Spartanburg to Rock Hill, around 100th of an inch to a tenth of an inch possible through there. And then a tenth of an inch to a quarter of an inch also possible in places like Greenville, Anderson, Sherrod, Dillon, Florence, Georgetown, and a hundredth of an inch to a tenth of an inch also possible inside of Charleston, quarter of an inch to a half an inch in Walterboro, hundredth of an inch to a tenth of an inch in Hilton Head Island. So it really just determines on where you are. I mean, this is very widespread totals of rain right here. This is not going to be exact. That's why it's in such big increments right here. So because we don't know exactly, you can see it's as detailed as it can get. But again, that's why we have these ranges because it could be anywhere in between these ranges. I think the more northern you get though towards like maybe like Rock Hill or Spartanburg, the least of rain you might get. But as you move into like the low country of South Carolina, maybe even portions of the PD region and the southern Midlands as well might also receive the most rainfall. We'll see what happens as we get into tomorrow though. And with that rain also does come some issues. If you go into tonight, the entire upstate of South Carolina has a chance for a thunderstorm if showers get going. Also the northern Midlands as well. But as you go into tomorrow for our Thanksgiving, Greenville, Spartanburg, down to the south or down to the south of Greenville, Spartanburg, not including Greenville, Spartanburg, but everyone to the south of Greenville, Spartanburg, and Rock Hill as well. Everyone going south of that line pretty much has a marginal risk of severe weather. And what are the threats? Well, there is a 5% chance of maybe some isolated hail that goes into effect for the western low country of South Carolina, from like Beaufort, Hilton Head Island, and Jasper County, South Carolina as well. But it's not much. Hail will not be a huge threat. With wind, the entire marginal risk has a chance for some isolated damaging winds, some gusty winds as well to move through. But one thing that you might be surprised about is how high the tornado threat actually is. The tornado threat is just as high. Not it's a 2%, but still pretty much it covers more than the hail does. So the hail is the least of our worries as we go into tomorrow. But there is a 2% chance for a tornado or two to pop up, and also 5% chance for some gusty winds to go through your area, 40 to 60 miles per hour, and then a possible spin up tornado of around EF0 to EF1 status. It's not much at all, but something that you may want to pay attention for as you go into tomorrow. It's going to move as a line, so once it's done, it's done. But well, let's go on and show the models on that right now, as there's nothing going on for the tropics and no excessive rainfall is expected. That's not the model that I want. If we go over here to the ARRR, we're going to move to the 18Z. And if you go on and move this forward, we're going to look at this. There they go, right there. This is around 8 o'clock in the morning, and it does not look like much according to model guidance right here. You see this, and you're just like, well, this just looks like a little line of showers just trying to move through. And that is a possibility that could potentially happen. I'm not ruling that out the scenario at all. But again, models aren't 100% accurate. So even though it shows these little showers right here, it could be a bit more than that. But it does show something there. So something that can definitely intensify even as you get into around it starts as early as 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, going all the way through to around 5 p.m. to where it finally ends. And you can go to the NAM as well, which I don't think it has much right here. It shows a bit more strengthening storm, but again, it's not, anything much that you might have to watch out for. But in terms of ingredients and what's actually there, you check out dew points. Dew points are technically there. We're going to move into tomorrow morning, though. You can see that dew points are there. Everyone has the moisture around them. Temperatures are there. We have temperatures in the 60s, about to get into possibly the 70s for some regions. And then you can look at 500 millibar winds. That is there as well. And then you can go on and look at Cape as well, which that is there for at least most or some regions. And if you look at the significant tornado parameters, which pretty much tells you what's the chance of a tornado showing up, lights up pretty much. It pretty much mixes everything together on a scale, and around a 1 for pretty much everyone. That's not that high. That's around right here. If you can see the top of my screen right here, not much at all. Go all the way up, I believe, to 20, and it's only a 1. So again, that's like I said, if a tornado was to get going, it would be not that strong in my opinion. But that is it in terms of just what's going on. Be prepared for that tomorrow. If that does happen and you do get that warning for any sort of storm or anything like that. But let's go on and talk about the actual future now, because we can actually talk about that right now. So if we go on and move our way through here, time is in the top right corner of your screen. As you go on and push this forward, you can see cold front passing by. That will bring us cooler temperatures, especially as we go into early December. But then as you continue to push that forward, high temperatures will start to take place. Again, won't really be doing much except for just bringing maybe some rain with it as well as we get into around December the 7th, December the 6th, the 7th. But then another little area of cold air is going to try and bounce back down to South Carolina at around December the 8th, the 9th ish. And then everything else is a bit too far out to talk about. So we're just going to continue to watch, but not very active, kind of on the low to maybe it's kind of like in the middle, to be honest. It's not really too high, not really too high in activity, nor too low in activity either. So that's what's going on. Let's go on and chat with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see what the audience has to say for tonight. Miss Tolliver does say, good evening, mild day at my house, no rain yet. I don't think I've received any rain. I saw there was some fog, but other than that, I did not see anything in terms of rain. And then my cousin Cheryl says, good evening, weatherman. I hope all is well, and to all those of you, happy Thanksgiving to you all. Be blessed, enjoy your family and friends. Love you, weatherman, your cousin Cheryl. Thank you so much for that. That message. And she does say, happy Thanksgiving to all that is listening tonight. So that is the end of that. I mean, I'm looking at some of these tornado parameters all the way out here inside the ocean at around 0.2. Again, very low, but you never can rule something out that could potentially be possible. But let's go on and talk about. We're gonna actually go on and talk about San Antonio and Raleigh, but the Zero Z is actually pretty much loaded up. So we're not going to waste any time. We're just gonna go on and get started with that, since it's already loaded up and pretty much already good to go. Usually it's never like that, but no rain is expected for the entire San Antonio area. We go to temperatures though. Let's go on and move up here. We have low temperatures tonight in San Antonio at around 50, maybe 49. High temperatures tomorrow around 60. Low temperatures tomorrow night at around 40, 39. And then high temperatures at around 58, 59. Again, cold front just passed by you, so it's pretty much going to be cooler than average. If you move up here to Raleigh, North Carolina, though, we have low temperatures tonight at around, honestly, not getting too low, staying at around like 52. High temperatures for Thanksgiving at around 63. Low temperatures tomorrow night at around 35. So your Thanksgiving night around 35, and then high temperatures at around 45, maybe going through there. And that is that. Let's go and talk about the rainfall real quick, see what we got up here. I'm going to wait for that. Let's go on and check out the likes while we wait for that. So we have 8 people watching, only 6 likes, and 11 people have viewed the stream so far. So make sure that if you have not hit the like button yet, make sure you do that, as that is just as important as hitting the subscribe button. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button as well. But there goes that rainfall. Honestly, this is the Zero Z again. This just came out right here, and it's looking a bit more interesting. If you look at the Zero Z, even for South Carolina as well. But so we look at the 18Z earlier, it didn't really show this much energy, but now the Zero Z is. So we'll check this out again tomorrow morning, around like 9 o'clock ish. We'll see what happens. But if you look at 8 o'clock in the morning, this is what the radar could look like right here, and that's 9 o'clock right here. So again, just make sure that you are aware. But Raleigh up here could definitely see some potential gusty winds moving through the area as that line moves through around 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. But then after that, that's all I see pretty much in terms of rain for the next 48 or so hours. So that seems to be about it. So let's go on and check out. I know that there's no chance for any sort of severe weather, except for I think Raleigh does have a chance also for some damaging winds possible, and maybe a spin-up tornado as you go into tomorrow as well. And I believe that is it. So let's go and talk about what's going on in terms of the entire United States. Arctic blast set to arrive on Thanksgiving again throughout the east, as it will get cooler. Also, they do have a lake wind advisory out for South Carolina, pretty much for the entire, from the National Weather Service of Columbia, all have a lake wind advisory out for pretty much everybody from Columbia all the way up to Camden, Sumter, Barnwell, Orangeburg, as well as Aiken and Augusta as well. So that's just a lake wind advisory for those regions. And then we also do have some winter storm warnings going on up there inside the Northeast. Some possible snow that can be from 40 to maybe 60 inches of snow is possible near the lakes, because if you don't know about lake effect snow, that drops a whole bunch of rain. Not rain, but snow. It drops a whole bunch of snow, and it is a lot more than you would usually receive, especially down here, that we might see like a couple of years. But 40 to 60 inches possible inside of places of New York, and that's pretty much it. I mean, some fog inside the west, maybe some heavy freeze going on inside of Texas as well. But I believe that that is about all. So make sure, let me check out the chat one more time. Your cousin Joy said good evening to you. And then my Nana says, hi Jay, hello to you. Make sure you go on and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. If you have not already, somebody else just hit it. So thank you to whoever that was. We're at 307 now, trying to get to 400. So let's go on and get there. Make sure that you do that. And I will be back. I'll be back tomorrow morning for your Thanksgiving update, and we'll be back tomorrow night for our Thanksgiving evening forecast update. Make sure that you are there for that. How. Hey!